fucking job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job. I was just.
Alright, so we'll start by giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chachmadash. Double honor to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone. And greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you. Hopefully, elect shalom unto you. Your brother Shaquat. With a video here, just want to make a quick one. You know, you can see people crashing out. Okay? Because people are getting retribution for speaking against Charlie Kirk. Okay? And that's what it is. And what's our position on it? We don't have anything good to say. We don't have anything bad to say. I don't. You know, nothing that I care to share on here. Okay, but the point is, what they're going to use this play, use this move of his death, or you know, orchestrated event, whatever you want to call it, to put in certain things. And we're watching it in real time right before our very eyes. I'll come back to this guy because when I saw it, it was hilarious. What are you wearing, bro? Okay, this was on the news feed. Okay, it said radio producer fired for Captain Kirk comments. Okay, this is it. So people are like, I mean, whoever perished being innocent at the end of the day. You know, I think he had a narrative going. You know, I don't like everything he said. I don't hate everything he said, but this is what it is. You know, one thing about here at Great Millstone, at least I can speak from personal experience, is that we enjoy truth tellers, man. When people tell the truth, we don't have a problem when they tell the truth. But you know, you can't get everybody to tell the truth all the time. All right, but when people land with the truth, hey, man, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, so. Anyway, this guy, we all know what happened to this guy, and for whatever reason, probably just like that guy crashed out over losing a job, like they don't make more jobs. I just want my fucking job. This is how Edomites do, but who has become the face of this? Jake. Just like this bill that I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to show you, okay? The president's been making all types of comments. They're saying viciousness and using these words and speaking about you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Okay, particularly as he's sending the National Guard around the country. All right. So you see what the play is. Okay, it says Fox Sports Las Vegas radio producer has been fired after making multiple social media posts regarding the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. According to screenshots shared to social media, Bobby Machado made multiple posts celebrating Kirk's death, including one which he stated Karma's a motherfucker. Machado, who has since deactivated his social media account, has served as the producer of the popular JT the Brick Show and has also worked on radio broadcasts of Vegas Golden Knights games. Okay. Wow. Yep, we saw that. See, then they're sliding little shit like that in, man. Okay? You seen that? Yeah, so this is just for him making... What happened to freedom of speech? What's about that? I mean, they're still... Now, I don't necessarily feel any kind of way about George Floyd either. Good or bad. Whoever perished being innocent. I'll say all the same things about him. But the play from the right is different than the play from the left because it's a so-called Negro that was killed. The jokes are still rolling. Okay? They still got the memes popping up with this dude. Okay? So this country's not fair. It's not balanced. And I'm trying to remember when it said it ever was. People try to act like it is. Oh, because there's freedom of this and freedom of that. Well, where are those freedoms now? You can't even say shit. Okay? And they have to do these laws because ultimately, and when I show you the real law of what it's actually talking about, that's when you're going to realize what the play is really about. And matter of fact, let me pull up this quote. All right, so I'll just bring it here on Reddit. And there's a debate over who said the quote and who said it first, but the point of the quote still remains, which is, quote, if you would know who controls you, see who you may not criticize. Okay? And it says Tacitus to something to Titus. Who cares? But you see the point. Okay? Who can and can't you speak against? All right? George Floyd's slander still today. Criminal felon, lifetime criminal, and crackhead, and he was on PCP, and he's a thief, and say all these things you want. But this guy's a Christian, and this guy was it doesn't matter. They end up both dying. How they died, and what's crazy is they both died by the hands of white men. But we're the most violent people ever. It's just funny how that narrative, white man fight back, came so quickly, right? Now let me show you a little more what was going on. Okay? Hegseth says Pentagon tracking service members, civilians who celebrate Captain Kirk's killing. This was 3 days ago. He ain't been in the ground yet. 3 days ago. This was like days ago when this all happened. Okay? This ain't even a week out from happening. Okay? Defense Military Pete Hegseth is warning civilian and military employees that the Pentagon is tracking any comments from them that celebrate or mock the Wednesday assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. It's been 5 days. Today is Monday. Okay? Today's barely Monday. We are tracking all these how? AI is going through the internet. Checking all these very closely and will address immediately completely unacceptable, Hegseth wrote Thursday on social media. But you talked all bad about Bill Cosby. Man, you look at all, man, it's so unjust and so unfair. I don't have a lot of time to go deep. But look, he's already monitoring everything. But let me go deeper why I brought up that comment. If you want to know who controls you, right? She says it's not a paywall, but I can't get past it. Anyway, it says, and all you got to do is read the title from The Intercept. It says, the House just passed a bill punishing politically motivated boycotts of Israel. Okay? We saw Bibi come down and drop the hammer. We saw Trump double down on Bibi's comments on his support. Okay? And we see this bill passed. Okay? In a first step toward a federal law punishing criticism of Israel, the House of Representatives on Wednesday passed a massive defense budget that would bar companies engaging in politically motivated boycotts of the country from Pentagon contracts. The bill would effectively ban contractors boycotting Israel from tapping most federal contract dollars, since more than half of the $755 billion, okay, the U.S. government spent on contracts last year flowed through the Defense Department. All right, and that says enough. You can go to The Intercept and read that. Hit a few precepts, and I gotta go. Isaiah 29 and 21. This is gonna always come out because this is the play. This is the now part of this image that they're making. They're making this part of the image. Matter of fact, before I even read this one, it says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law?" And this is how they set up this mischievous plays by law. And they say the pen is mightier than the sword. It's absolutely right. This is how they do it. Okay? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. This is what they do when they pull these laws together, because they know eventually the elect of the Israelites, the teachers, are the ones that are out there saying the heaviest things against Kirk, against the Israeli state, against America itself. And it's not that we're even speaking against it as much as we're speaking the truth about all of them and the position the Bible and the Heavenly Father holds with them. All right? Isaiah 10 and 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. This is the grievous thing. The freedom of speech is gone. You can't speak against Israel, you can't boycott against Israel. You can't speak against Charlie Kirk, or they're gonna drop the hammer on you. Period, point blank. And it's immediate. Don't do social. A guy was fired. I'm gonna end with that too. Guy was fired from his job. Okay, shows you who the bosses of the job and who they side with, because everything's being divided into sides. Yahushua said he came to bring division, and the spirit of Yahushua is on the earth, because the spirit of prophecy is on the earth, and that spirit of division is here. Last script, Isaiah 29:21, that make a man an offender for a word, and that lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just from a thing of naught. So now you can't speak against things that are unrighteous. Okay, you have to roll with it. You have to allow these things to be said. But this is why we say, hey, you got to be seasoned with salt. You got to have the wordplay. You got to have wit. You got to have codes to be playing about it. The apostle just put a video out about, hey, you got to start speaking in codes. We've been speaking in codes since the 19. That's the only way you're gonna get the message out. And if you're not paying attention to what the codes mean, you're gonna miss out. Okay, you're gonna miss the message itself. The Bible was written in parables, and we're at the point where we have to start speaking in parables again. We know that this thing is gonna come against us, to where, like they did in the days of Acts, where they're gonna come against the men of the Lord, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. That's us, that truly believe. So how bad do you want salvation? Unto death? That's the price and penalty. You should know what you signed up for. Revelation 20:4. You can be beheaded for believing this thing. That's what all this is going to lead to. Being persecuted for righteousness' sake, for stand up against the evildoers for Yahushua. So I'm going to close right there. I'm going to close with the guy, a couple seconds of that, and then to the next one. Shalom.
For my fucking job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job.
Man has total
I was just fired from my fucking job. Now I have nothing but this. I have nothing but this website. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore.
This man's not good for a person. With that, to the next one, Lord, we're going to find Shalom.